After everything we've been through as a team, I think it means a lot to us, and we all know where we're at. We all know what we're capable of and what we're up against. So it's exciting for us as a team. Obviously, I'm excited for my opportunity as well.
And then Ron said you looked maybe a little bit more comfortable in the offense. Did you feel that? And when you go back and watch it, were there some throws you made where you felt like it was a result of maybe being more familiar or comfortable with the offense?
Hard to say exactly. I know I felt good to be back out there. Again, nothing was perfect by any means, but I think it felt like it had been a long time coming to some extent with the injury and everything that had transpired. So it was just fun to finally get back out there and face live bullets and everything. And again, it wasn't perfect, but I thought it was overall exciting for me to just get that chance.
You said the other day that they've obviously changed sort of how the offense is kind of navigating with more emphasis on the running game and things like that. I guess to what degree are you excited to get back out there with knowing that Brian is going to be there where he kind of wasn't before, the defense is playing well, et cetera? How do you kind of excited to have those pieces around you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been exciting and fun for me to watch. Obviously going through rehab and then as the backup the last couple of weeks, just seeing Brian, AG, even Jay Will get in there, just the way they run, the way the O-line moves people up front. I think it's always fun to just see, Brian especially finishing runs. He's hit at 2 yards, but all of a sudden we're in 2nd and 5. Stuff like that I think can just wear down an opponent. I think it has been fun for me to see from the sideline, and I'm excited to see it firsthand and see how that potentially opens up some other things in the passing game and to be a part of that, and then just distribute the ball to the playmakers. Those guys outside, the receivers, can't say enough good things about them. They're playing at a high level. You can see they're playing with confidence. They're playing fast and making the most of their opportunities. So I think it'll be fun once I'm out there.
And you've obviously, over the previous 2 years, gone through a lot. There's been a lot of chapters this year as well. What's it meant to be part of this locker and be part of this group of guys as you've gone through the challenges this year?
I think it's meant a lot. I think it's, I said it when I got here, one of the older guys in the locker room and seems like a young, kind of fresh team and nucleus of guys, and just the ups and downs we've been through as a team, the ups and downs I've been through personally, the injuries and other guys going through the same. I think it's a really tight-knit group and guys that support each other, have each other's back. I think just the way Taylor has supported me and I've supported him, I think really speaks to that, and you see it throughout the entire locker room. And I think that means a lot to us as players, because there's a lot of other things that come with this league and a lot of things that are outside of our control as players. And so when guys can support each other, have each other's backs, and really be really care about each other, I think that shows up, and I feel that way in this locker room.
Carson, you guys might need to win both of the last 2 games to get into the playoffs. What do you kind of make of the precarious situation that you guys are facing with right now, and kind of what do the Browns do to kind of stand in your way?
Yeah, obviously there's a whole bunch of what ifs that lie ahead, but at the end of the day, we know we're in control of what we can, and the Browns are no slouch. They're a good team. Their defense plays fast. They got some playmakers over there that we got to account for that can make life really difficult. So they're a good team. I'm excited that they're coming to our place, that we get them at home, and they present a tough task. Obviously, defensively, they do some good things, and they're similar schematically to what the Niners did to some extent, kind of similar systems. So I think some of that recollection and kind of overlap can help us, but they're a good team and a good defense that we got to show up and be ready for.
Jahan was pretty good during training camp, obviously, but what have you made of just his progression through the season and what he's been able to do?
Yeah, I've seen a lot from that kid. I think I said it early in even OTAs when he got in here over the summer and in camp, and I think the last few weeks has just kind of been something that we all knew. But it's just finally cool to see him kind of do it in games repeatedly, and just to see that confidence building in him as well is really cool to see, and to know, we got a couple guys out wide, that teams can't just kind of hone in on one guy, and I think that makes my life easier as a quarterback to distribute it to them and not worry about, where's the coverage indicating all of those things. We got guys all over that can make plays, and I think they all complement each other really well as well. So I'm just happy for the kid to see the way he's kind of come along and finally have the opportunity in the games to do what I think we've all known all along.
The quarterback comes with a lot of intangible leadership, locker room responsibilities, obviously. How do you take that 0 to 100 all of a sudden, ramp that back up with a big game coming?
Yeah, I think you try not to take that from 0 to 100. I think for starters, I try to be the same. even when I was, trying to back up and support and help Taylor. I tried to be around, be involved, be the same amongst the guys, and so try not to, oh, hey guys, now I got to do something different. I'm just who I am. I'm gonna show up ready to work and try and make everybody else around me better, and whatever way, shape, or form that looks like. That's what I'm going to do, and that's who I'm going to be. And no, nothing on that front's going to change majorly. Obviously, out of practice, it looks different. In the game, it's going to look different. It's going to feel different. But from a day to day, I try not to change too much.
Ron said one of the reasons he made the switch was because he wanted a little bit of a spark. How can you be that spark, or what are you going to think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I try not to think too much on that. I try to just, play the play every single snap, whatever, Coach Turner wants to call, try and execute that to the best of my ability and go on to the next, not trying, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, or this is what we need. No, I think we have a really solid group of guys. I think we've shown that we're capable of winning and being explosive in a variety of ways offensively. And so for me, it's just come in and do my job, and when the play's there, try and make it.
Praise the way that you were able to pick up blitzes. He said it was kind of you handled the protection better than you did earlier in the year. What kind of, I guess, in the backup role, did you observe anything about that or how this offense works that made you feel more comfortable going and handling that?
Yeah, I think just being out, I wasn't just out and away from everybody. I was still in every meeting trying to learn and trying to grow within this offense and take every chance I could to get better and further my understanding for this opportunity, And I think by no means do I got it all figured out by any means, but I think just trying to understand it and see it from a different perspective when you're not, going out there and having to play it and go through it, and you got all the other things that come with being the starter. Been able to kind of understand it a little bit deeper and hopefully, recall quicker and different things that I think have helped just being on the sideline, opportunities and experiences that I otherwise wouldn't have gotten.
Is the way that last year ended on your mind at all, now that you've got 2 games here to get this team to the playoff?
I try not to think about that. Every year it just seems so different. There's years that the season's ended positively and negatively, and try not to, it's a whole new different set of guys. It's a different team. I'm wearing a different uniform, the whole 9 yards, and so I'm going to show up and try and do my job to the best of my ability, and hopefully we like the result.
With Terry, you guys both talked about how your chemistry was a work in progress early on in training camp and then start the season. How do you and him click now that you have game reps, things to really count on?
Yeah, I think just going back to camp, going back to the first 6 weeks, I think you just build off of that. That's the thing about this league. There's no time to try and work on those things. We'll get obviously a couple reps at practice and then go make it happen in the game. And so you kind of rely on what you've done to that point and those moments that, in training camp when it's hot and you're tired, all of those things that kind of, in the game situation, they show up. And so I've been, nothing but confident in his ability, and I think he trusts kind of the way I see the game too, and I think that'll just continue where we kind of left off as we were growing and developing together, however many weeks ago.
Did you expect the Niners to blitz you as often as they did, and do you anticipate that being, a common theme moving forward?
No, I didn't, actually. I mean, that's not really their DNA. That wasn't really who they were, so that obviously surprised me and everybody else, but I thought Coach Turner did a really good job of calling things that allowed me to get the ball out quickly. Once he saw kind of that was their MO a little bit. So, yeah, I never know, but we always have plans, and hopefully we can get the protection set right and I can, make quick decisions when those things happen.
In going off those quick decisions, is that something that was maybe circumstantial with the coverage they were playing and the blitzes, or is that, getting the ball out of your hands quickly, is that, a focus for you?
Yeah, I mean, that's always I've always tried to have that be my MO. Obviously, there's moments I'm kicking myself where I should have got the ball out quicker, and there's moments you're trying to make plays and do different things. And so in that moment, obviously against a really good pass rushing unit, and obviously bringing the pressure, I don't want to go down with the ball in my hand back there and just get it to the playmakers, and I'm going to continue to try and keep doing that.
I think you played with 4 different centers in your first 6 games here. Does that at all help going into this game, knowing that Wes is going to be your center?
Yeah, I mean, I think Wes has done a really good job. Obviously, it's been an interesting year for him as well with the injuries and coming back and being thrust into playing center when he's normally a guard, the whole 9 yards. I think it's been interesting on a lot of different levels for a lot of guys, and so the way he's kind of handled it and adapted, and obviously playing center mentally comes with a lot, and I think he's handled that really well, and I think he's gotten better and better at handling all of that as well. So, I think playing with a bunch of different guys every week will help going forward, and I have nothing but confidence in Wes going forward.
Non-quarterback question for you. Just in your time here, kind of what have you learned about this locker room, and especially guys on the other side? I just was curious of your reaction to that video with Reeves getting the Pro Bowl recognition.
Yeah.
Just what do you make of this group?
That I feel like that video and just Coach Rivera and Jeremy and then Tress's reaction, the whole 9 yards, I think kind of just sums up what I've felt in this locker room. I just touched on it a little bit, and we have our highs and lows out on the field, and we all go through different things. But I think the way guys still rally around each other, have each other's backs in the good, the bad, the ugly. Guys are hurt, guys are down. You're trying to pick them up. It's a tough business. It's a tough league, and it can be tough personally and individually for guys. And I think the way guys can still support each other and ultimately genuinely care about each other, and then seeing that video, I think kind of was just kind of a summation of what I feel every day coming to work in that locker room. Thank you, guys.
It's not going to get more access.
Can I get 15 minutes with Carson? See how I do that?
Yeah, I see. Smooth, real smooth.
Very smooth. Very smooth. Becky just sent you his.
Ah, jeez.
That sounds like the voice I do. Oh, I'm going to copy John.
Welcome to my podcast. Is this still hot? Is this still live? Hello? Hello? I like dollars. I like diamonds. I know.
I was just waiting to hear what you guys were going to say.
I did say something that I didn't want.
They told us the mic was hot.
I texted him. I think what you said.
I don't even remember what it was.